Hello friends, Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? Hope you guys are doing great. I am good, Alhamdulillah. So welcome back to my channel, Yami's Biology, in which I teach you the biology stuff. So let's get into the video. First, guys, we studied the divisions of biology, the lecture and after that, we studied branches of biology, not the whole, but few. We studied 5 branches of biology. The rest of them are going to be studied in today's video. Yes, guys, so the 6th branch is genetics. Yes, it is genetics. Now, what is genetics? Genetics is the study of genes and their role in inheritance. Study of genes. We have this cell in which we have this nucleic acid, nucleoplasm, in which we have this DNA, and in this DNA, on the top of this DNA, we have certain genes. Yes, we have the cell in the nucleoplasm, we have DNA, and on the top of the DNA we have genes. And genes are actually the hereditary material. And let's talk about, this is male, female, and what are we going to do is, like, they have black eye and blue eye, black eye and blue eye combination. So the F1 generation would be like the color contrast of these, either the black one or the blue one, or maybe the hazel one. Like, it could be this color, it could be this color, it could be the color contrast of this. This would be the F1 generation. And in genetics, we study these type of things, like the inheritance pattern. And what is inheritance? Inheritance is actually, let me write down the definition. Now, what is inheritance? Inheritance is the transmission of character from one generation to the other generation, from the first generation to the further generation. Now, let's take an example of this. Example should be male, female, let's take the tallness character, and in this let's take the medium height. Now, what will happen in the F1 generation? By combining or by mating of this male and female, we are going to get either the tall baby. In this case, we cannot have the dwarf baby or the medium baby. So inheritance is this, like male and female characters either in contrast get itself into the F1 generation or gets directly into the F1 generation. Like, I have not studied about the dwarfness character because it is not the character either of the female or the male. It is not the character. These are the character, these character is going to be inherited in the F1 generation. This is not considered here. Okay, that is inheritance. Like, inheritance is the transmission of character, the transmission of the tallness character from parents to offspring, from parents to their F1 generation, that either the child is tall or medium heighted. Okay, let's going to be study about the seventh branch. Sorry if I get mistaken in the numbering, but let's just focus on the branches. Embryology. Now, what is embryology? Embryology is actually the study of development of an embryo to new individual. Like, the very first stage is zygote, then the embryo, then larval stages, and then new individual. These are going to be studied in this embryology term, like how this embryo gets converted into the larval stage and then to new individual. Like, this is a simple process if we are going to study only in humans. But biology is a broad term. We are not going to study this process only in humans. We are going to study this process in other species. Other species as well. That is why this is a broader term. We study this whole process in all the species in the universe. So that's why this is a broader term, embryology, and we discuss on it. Moving on to the next term, which is taxonomy. Taxonomy is actually naming of species, naming of group, naming of taxon, naming of their families, etc., etc. It just belongs to naming. Yes, like how the virus names came out, how the bacteria names came out, or other else, like it is the naming system. So let's move further to the example, to the definition. Like, taxonomy is a study of naming, classification of organisms into groups and subgroups. Naming, like frog. In some area we call this type of animal frog, or in other we call it with some other name. That is the huge confusion. Like, in scientific name, what are we going to call this thing? What are we going to call this animal? If we call this animal frog, then only a specific area would understand it. Other areas would be mislead. So that's how the scientist came up with this branch, taxonomy, and through this we name it with Rana tigrina. Yes, this is the scientific name of frog. No matter where are you in this world, you are going to name it Rana tigrina, and it won't change the characteristics of this animal. Yes. The next branch is paleontology. Paleontology actually belongs to fossils. Fossils of, let's talk about the definition first, and then I will give you the best example. What is paleobotany? It is a study of fossils, which are the remains of extinct organisms. Now, what are the extinct organisms? We, discussed the one which are extinct organisms and the one which are endangered species. Extinct, there's a huge difference between these two, but the students must confuse between these two, so let's get rid of this confusion. The extinct organisms are the organisms that are no longer on this planet. That they are no more on this planet, they are completely died. Not even a single animal of their species is alive. Okay, these are the extinct organisms. Now what are endangered species? These are which have the risk of extinction, like the for example, the species which in which their animals are completely moving forward to dying because of the unfavorable resources, so they have the risk of extinction. They are not extinct properly, but they are going to be extinct in further era if the resources are still unfavorable. Okay, so they in the endangered species, only few animals of the species remain alive and they also have a risk of extinction. But in extinct organisms, not even a single animal of that species is remain alive. Okay, that is the major difference between the extinct organisms and the endangered species, which are the remains of extinct organisms. So in this branch we are not going to be studied about the endangered species, which are going to be studied about the extinct organisms. The study of fossils. Now what are the fossils? Fossils is actually the record of those organisms under earth crust. Like these, we can also find some bones of the organisms. Through this through that we can assume that this organism is alive, was alive, not now but in the previous era. For example, dinosaur. Sorry if the spellings are incorrect, but dinosaur is a huge example. You students must know this animal, this huge animal. This huge animal, like we did not see dinosaur in our lives, but we observe that this animal must alive not in today's era but in the previous era, just because of the record of their bones which are underneath the earth crust. That's how we find out that dinosaur hote the kabhi. Okay, so let's move forward to enough for this branch. Let's move forward to the environmental biology. Now what is environmental biology? Environmental biology is the study of interaction between the organism and their environment. This is environmental biology, like how the humans remain in the environment in which they live, how they make their population, how they interact with other species. Okay, this is going to be the environmental biology, like how organisms interact with their environment. For example, humans live in one area, how they interact with bird species, how they interact with soil, how they interact with other animals, how they interact with water. This is not just end up with the living interaction. This could be with non-living interaction as well. So this whole interaction is under the environmental biology. Environmental biology, the BS program, the 4-year program, in which the environmental biology also is a major field. So let's see आप में से कौन कौन इन्वायरमेंटल बायोलॉजी में जाएगा, बट अभी हम सोशियो बायोलॉजी पढ़ते हैं. सोशियो बायोलॉजी. व्हाट इज सोशियो बायोलॉजी? Sociobiology is the social behavior of animals that make societies. Social biology is what? Social biology is the social behavior of animals that make societies. In it, the huge and the best examples, which is also mentioned in the books, is parasites. Now, parasites came up in the social biology term. How parasites are what? Parasites are those that take food and shelter from the host and in return harms them. So this is the social behavior of parasite. Like they take their goods from their host and it in return not even benefit them but harms them. This is the social behavior of parasites. Social behavior is what? It depends on the input and on the output. Input is input of the parasites are they take food and shelter, and what about they give output? They should give a good output, but in return they harms them. Gande bache. In fact, on the name of parasites, we have this branch specially named the parasitology, in which we study parasites. I have already discussed about the parasites with you, so I don't think that I have to discuss in detail about this branch. So let's move forward to the biotechnology. Technology. Now, what is biotechnology? Biotechnology is the practical application of living organisms to make substances for welfare of mankind. Biotechnology is definitely going to take goods for us. This is the Gutha type thing, that it is not going to be changed. Like how? When people are not in high population, like we have 7.5 billion peoples, we have 7.5 billion people on this planet, but in previous era the number is not that high, so the requirements are not that high. Requirements of what? Requirements of food, requirements of shelter, and requirements of other things. But let's just take these two things. But as this number goes high, this number remains as it is. This is not the balance. So scientists came up with this thing that we have to do for the welfare of mankind. So they make this left side higher just because of science and science experiments. How? By cloning, by breeding, by having high level crops. जब पहले कोई फसल उगाई जाती थी तो उसमें होता ये था कि वो फसल तबाह भी हो सकती थी, यानी अगर उस फसल में कुछ पौधों को कीड़ा लग जाता था तो वो पूरी की पूरी फसल खराब हो जाती थी. बट एज अ टाइम पासेस, साइंटिस्ट टेक some science experiments and make such things so that these crops level won't get that much discard. कि उतनी तबाही नहीं होती थी। अब ये होता है कि किसी भी पौधे में या तो कीड़ा नहीं लगता या तो कोई ख़राबी नहीं आती, और अगर आती भी है तो वी हैव सच सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग्स कि जो उन्हें हील अप कर सकें और हमारे वेलफेयर के लिए वो चीज़ें यूज़ हो सकें, कि वो ख़राब ना हों और हमें एक अच्छे रिसोर्सेज ज़्यादा अरसे तक मिल सके। दैट्स हाउ दिस branch works, not this branch works, but the scientists which are in this biotechnology branch lecture is becoming little high or little more. Sorry for this, but बस 2 branches रह गई हैं, bear with me. Immunology is actually immune system of animals that defends the body against microbes. Like if an organism has high immunity level, that its defending process is becoming high towards microbes. Like you guys must see that if one person and the other person, if it is high in immunity and it is low in immunity, this have a high chance with the climate change. Like when the climate change appears, it is definitely going to get the cold and fever, but on this side this has lower chance of getting this thing. So immunology is deals with this type, like immune system of animals. Not animals में सिर्फ humans नहीं आते हैं, not humans are included in this term, but lots of other animals, lots of other species, lots of birds, lots of animals are included in this. So scientists study about immunology. And the last one, which are barely going to be discussed in detail, is entomology, which is the study of insects. Insects, sorry if I made थोड़े से lame jokes, but thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you guys liked it, and if you like it, then please like my channel, subscribe to my channel, like this video, subscribe to my channel and share it as well, so that other gets benefited with my video too. Stay blessed, and I will see you in my next video.